thanks everyone for coming. This is going to be web app pen testing, just covering some of the basics, how to look for vulnerabilities, actually exploiting a few of them. I guess to start, let's just go around the room with names, and I guess if you have any experience doing this kind of stuff, say like what you've played with before. So I'm James Green. I've done like the broken web app stuff before and played around with like SQL injection and cross-site scripting. So I've done similar projects to this a few times. So
I'm Jed Knopf. I've played around with this stuff a little bit, not any professionally, just workshops and stuff like that.
Same kind of same thing. I do a little bit. I don't work at InfoSec professionally, but mess around with the stuff a little bit.
I'm Paul. I've been doing InfoSec stuff for about 7 years, mostly red team type activities.
cool.
I'm Brandon. I've only done a little bit of web app stuff, like classes. Don't do it full time.
I'm Brian. I'm more of a sysadmin background, but have an interest in the InfoSec stuff and done a little bit of studying for it.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I have a little bit of experience in scripting. That's about it.
Cool.
I'm Paul. I've dabbled with a little bit of scripting and programming. I haven't done anything like this before.
My name's Jim Wilbur. I've done a fair amount of Metasploitable and that kind of stuff, and OSCP labs and that type of thing. Not too heavy on the web app side, but that's what I'm here.
Cool.
Cal Andrews, more of a blue team side, but I've played with a lot of red tools. So yeah, I've got some experience.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. So next slide. What we're going to be playing with today is Juice Shop. It's a new OWASP project that's it's a JavaScript node app. So it's just a basic web app that's online. You can fork it off of GitHub, set up your own instance, and then just practice all these vulnerabilities. If you go to their project page, they have a description about like who runs it, why it's a good project to play with, stuff like that. Like I said, it's all on GitHub, so if you want to look at the source code, it's on here. If you want to see how to deploy it, there's a bunch of different ways. The way we're doing it is, so there's two ways that we can do it tonight if you guys want. The first way is just using my Heroku instance. So that first link up there, jg94-juice at herokuapp.com. We can all use that one instance, so that way once anyone completes a challenge, it'll be green. If we're following along anyways, then we should be doing it pretty much as a group, so that could work. If you guys want to take the virtual machine yourselves and run it and have your own instance, track your own challenges, I do have a USB drive with a OVA file, so it's up to you guys what you want to do. But in the future, if you want to install it, it's got like Docker and Vagrant installs as well, so it's real easy to set up in the future. Also, if you are going to host this, so like having it up on Heroku, it is intentionally vulnerable, which means there's exploits, so don't just leave it up on the web. It is real easy to clean up. All you have to do is restart the servers, and it'll like wipe all the databases and put it back to the fresh installs. So if somebody does something real bad to your app, just restart it, and it should clear out everything. Cool. So for the tools we're going to be using for the web app stuff that we're doing today, it's real straightforward. You don't need like a lot of Kali or like Metasploitable to do this stuff. The browser itself, you can find a lot of information, so Chrome or Firefox, just using the dev tools on that, you can find like the comments, what kind of requests you're going to, the pages that are loading. That'll be using the majority of stuff. Another part that'll help is having a proxy, so either OWASP Zap, the Z-Attack proxy, or Burp Suite. That'll be helpful. So that will allow you to see like actual HTTP requests and see the kind of content that's going through. I think that's the only stuff that's going to be required to do this. A lot of the challenges on this one. So, have you guys used Burp Suite or Zap before?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Burp is what most people that I work with use.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they're both pretty similar. It's just Zap is open source and free to use. Burp Suite has a free version and a pro version. So,
Pro version is expensive.
yeah, that's true. I think it's like $365 to do that one. So. Yeah, it's a lot. So. Hey, how's it going?
Perp is nice too because there's lots of plugins you can do with it too. So if they're actually using it professionally, like that's part of the reason why there's lots of different add-ons and modules and things like that you can add. So.
Yeah, good point. So, and just to add for the people streaming, Burp Street Pro has a lot of add-ons, so it's good to use professionally. Yeah, so that's pretty much the tools we're going to use. To kind of go over the thought process of how we're going to attack things, it's really kind of just a cycle that you can do in one of two ways. Either way, there's 4 steps. First, you kind of want to understand the app. This is just going through, seeing how things work, the pages, what are on the pages, what's the source code look like, try to understand the app as best as possible. The second step is once you've like played with it, you see how things work, you kind of get a gist like, okay, the juice shop is just like a like an online market for buying juices, and it has an about page and stuff. We'll look at it later, but like once you understand how it works, kind of map it out in your head, or write it down if you want, and say like, okay, what pages are there, what kind of requests are they using, what's like the, like just kind of map out all the back end stuff if you can from what you found, so you know how to use stuff later. You can go back to your notes and check it out. The third step is testing for vulnerabilities that we're looking for. So like for instance, is everyone familiar with cross-site scripting or no? For the most part? Okay. Testing for cross-site scripting, there's a fun way of doing it just to see if like certain characters are allowed. It's called like typing in like a fish. So let me see if I can type on this. Something like that, like just typing in random characters. You can fill in like ones to make it look different. Typing this into just random inputs and seeing what's displayed on the next page is a good way to look to see what like what characters are allowed, to see if they're trying to encode messages or change things around or just strip out those characters anyway. So if you search for something like this and it says like search results for, and it shows it on the next page, it's generally a good idea that you can try doing cross-site scripting next, where it's the full like script alert, cross-site scripting, and script, and hopefully it'll pop up on the next page. So that's the third step, is testing out things like that. And then for exploit would be if you think something's possible, actually exploiting it. So like going from fish to typing in something that's going to exploit something on the web app side. So sorry, the 2 ways of doing this, either you can do it all at once, so like understand the entire app, go through every page, look for every like mention of code and try to like get everything done, and then move on to map it out, and then move on to testing everything, and then move on to trying to finish the exploits. Doing that is like very structured. It's good for taking notes and making sure you don't miss anything, but it's very time consuming and can get pretty boring. If you guys are all like checking out web pages and going through every fine detail, it's kind of annoying. I think the best way with how they have the challenges set up is that you can kind of do a section at a time. So like if they're saying like a login as admin is one of the challenges, you can look at the login page, see what they're trying to do for the login steps, and then just go through these 4 steps for that challenge, and then kind of like repeat these 4 steps for each new challenge that you're doing, if that makes sense. Any questions on like how to, like how you're thinking through these processes or no? No? Cool. All right, so some common vulnerabilities. I'll just kind of try to do a high-level overview so you guys know what we're going to be looking for during these challenges. The first one is SQL injection. So when you're talking to databases, all the apps have queries to pull data from the databases. SQL injection is when you're modifying those queries to get different results back. So for instance, like you can change the logic for authenticating. If you like, instead of pulling data where the username and password is something, you can change that to be like username is something, password is something, or 1 = 1. And adding in that or 1 = 1 will ignore the other 2 criteria and just log you in as the first user. Right, so that's one pretty common example of SQL injection. Does anyone have questions about SQL injection? I know I'm kind of blazing through this real fast so we can get to practicing stuff. But all right, cool. Cross-site scripting is just adding your own JavaScript through the user input. Right, so like doing that script alert one is a real common way of just having a pop-up box to show you that JavaScript was added by the user and shown on the freaking page. there's two different versions of that, reflected and persistent. Reflected is when you have to type it in and it shows up. Persistent is when you can store it to the database or somehow on the application, so that every time you load that page consistently, that code gets run. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. Cool. Poor cryptography. I'm sure there's a better way to name that, but it's basically when developers try to hide secrets or change things in ways to make it secure, so it's not just plain text. But they're either doing it in-house, they're trying to do something that they figured out, or they're using some outdated algorithms or practices. So for instance, using only an MD5 hash for hashing passwords. A lot of those are saved in rainbow tables. Another resource we can use is md5decrypt.org. This site uses MD5 hashes. So if you find a hash, type it in to md5decrypt, see if it finds it. Most of these should pop up real fast because they're pretty common passwords. So that's an example. Another one would be like trying to use old like ciphers instead of actually encrypting things. So instead of using like SHA-256 or something to encrypt it and use it throughout the application, they're using ciphers like RA13, which turns like an A into a the 13th letter, whatever, like an A into an F and whatever, and just rotates all the letters. So it's gibberish when you read it, but it takes seconds to just flip it back to what it used to be. So that's instances of poor cryptography. Another common vulnerability is just having like poor authentication or authorization. So this is when, for instance, there's an admin panel, but maybe they didn't set up user permissions correctly. So technically only admin should be able to see this link, but if a user tries to go to the page, they can still go there because they know the URL. So
forceful browsing is, I think, what OWASP refers to it as. Forceful browsing.
Forceful browsing? Yeah. Yep. So that'd be a good one. Forceful browsing. Good name for that one. So yeah, those are pretty common ones. Using just these four should get us through a lot of the lower level challenges. From there, we'll try to just go through each ones and see how that works. So if there's any other questions or comments before we get started?
Can I get a copy of the OVA?
Yeah, just pass that. It should just be called like juice shop something.ova. Everything else is compressed. So, yep. All right. So to get started, just what I'm sharing. Login everything. Okay. So what the website actually looks like. If you go to jg94-juice@herokuapp.com, right, you'll see this overview page with all of the juice products. So apple juice, apple pommes, banana juice, all this stuff. Can you guys see something like this popping up on your computers? Maybe, yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, so also I should mention that just running in the background, as I'm visiting all these pages and looking through stuff, I'm having it run through Burp Suite so that I'm collecting all those pages. So for instance, like all the images we're grabbing, because it's Node, it's laid out not as clearly as other apps, but again, you're collecting those pages, you're seeing the requests, and you can look at them later through the history. So I guess the first step is just going to be, okay.
Once you set up Burp, it's the proxy.
Oh yeah, sorry, you have to enable the proxy on the browser, that's true. I can,
it should be 8080 by default, 127.
yeah, it should be localhost 8080. I can show that real fast. Advanced. So in Firefox, at least, if you go to Advanced Preferences, Network, and Settings, you can see this manual proxy, and it's set to your localhost at port 8080 for Burp Suite. Yeah. Cool. All right. So yeah, that's setting up the proxy. If there's also an issue, because Heroku has SSL enabled by default, it might freak out saying like this is an untrusted certificate and won't load the page successfully. You can go to what is it? HTTP /burp right? And going to this is going straight to your proxy, and then there's the CA certificate button in the upper right. When you click that, you can download the cert, and then go back to preferences, certificates, and then view certificates and install it. So that way you trust it locally on your browser, and then it won't give you that warning anymore about having an untrusted cert. So, yeah, so the first challenge, I guess that we can go through, I don't want to describe it too much because it's kind of involving that first step where it's exploring the app. There's a secret page with all the challenges listed out on it. So you can get to it, I want to say it's pretty easy, but I guess we'll see. Just by looking at the websites, looking at the different pages, and using different views of each of these pages, I guess. I'll give that as a hint. So if you guys want to spend a couple minutes looking at it, and we'll try to find that challenges page. Yeah. You just need a browser, or I should just say you just need a browser and the browser dev tools for this one. You don't need the proxy to find this page. So you could just go to the URL and do it if you wanted. Yeah. Or you could follow along with somebody else. Do what you want. So. So that's the same thing that I have up on this URL. It's just the Juice Shop server. So I have that as a VirtualBox OVA file. So you can install it and run it. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Cool. Yeah, and feel free to talk about stuff, and if you have questions, yell it out if you get stuck or not really sure. I'm trying to be vague, so it's fun to find stuff, but I don't want to like have people sitting here scratching their heads. So I'll see how that goes. Yeah.
In the meantime, the internet will just stare at you.
I'll start back and see what happens.
Never stare back at the internet, man.
Yeah, see some things. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, this is one part, just listening to all the clicks run away. So.
So the music, but then the YouTube stream.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, oops. How is that invoked? Oh, somebody else grabbed it, I think. That's good. So. Okay, so yeah, this just popped up. You successfully solved a challenge scoreboard. Find the carefully hidden scoreboard page. So who found that? Okay, what did you do to find it?
I just was on the vault page and I went to view source,
Hey.
and I'm using Firefox, so I just kind of looked for anything green,
Mm-hmm.
and listed there as there's a drop down that should be on the page called scoreboard, URL scoreboard.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty much the challenge that all it was is just looking at the source code and finding out the commented section. So doing that, you find that hidden page. So what?
I have a few misec stickers left.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Where's the channel?
Yeah. So if you go to that scoreboard page, right? So it'll just be that like $/scoreboard. You'll see all the challenges that we could do. It also looks like somebody was playing around with the next one, which is good. Error handling, which is just provoke an error message that is not very gracefully handled. So anyone want to raise their hand to see who found that error? I don't know. Yeah, how'd you find that?
Yeah, I was just playing with some script tags. I tried to inject some JavaScript in there.
Okay. Where did you inject it? I guess.
What?
Where did you inject it?
I was trying to do it in the div class GitHub GitHub for group and graphic, right?
Okay,
I don't think it worked.
I got you. So you're messing with the fork link up here.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's part of the actual app or they just want you to fork the source code of the app, but that works. So cool. So that's the second one. Yep. And someone got cross-site scripting already, so that's good. Yep. Yeah. Okay. You want to share how you did that?
Seeing right in front of us here, it's pretty easy. Just copy the script, alert script, and drop it into the search.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, real simple way of doing that. Just the search bar doesn't have any kind of filtering or anything on the input. So, typing in cross-site scripting will have that pop up. So.
Score dash.
Okay. And a note on that, since I see cross-site scripting a lot, there are a lot of different variations that you can have with that. Burp has a decent list of them in there. You can Google it and find stuff. Sometimes they might restrict the tags that are being used, like the brackets, so you can actually go and encode it as HTML, and put it in, and it'll do the same thing. So just, and Burp has things to make that easy too. You can encode on the fly on Burp too. So.
Yeah, that's very helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. I think.
Just from a visual perspective, we see that a little bit more. It's more common that the first fix that people make is to strip out the tags, and that doesn't fix the problem. It just hides it a little bit.
See if we can show that. Yeah, encoder here. So you can encode as HTML, right? Yeah. So that'll just show. It doesn't have those angle brackets anymore, right? Yeah. So you can still type that in. So cool. Yeah. Another good way of how Burp is really helpful for this kind of stuff. All right. Cool. So the next challenge, I guess, if you just want to keep going down in order, is 5-star feedback. So this one, if you go to the About Us page, on the right, there's this customer feedback square where it's everyone saying, "Oh, I love this shop, great shop, incompetent customer support." That's a good one. But there's, I think, 6 of these, and the goal is to remove all the 5-star comments. So I believe when I did this one, yeah, still not using any tools or any like vulnerabilities to like strip it from the database. You just have to find, it's not really a hidden page, but just find another page on here where you might be able to review something like customer feedback and then delete those entries. So again, trying to be vague. So if that doesn't make sense, let me know. Something else that might help for looking at pages as well. If you can't log in yet, you can say not yet a customer and create an account. So feel free to use like test, whatever, and just creating a test account so you can see the stuff that's like only for users to view. You don't have to be stuck to just those 4 pages. So. working on the things. Okay.
If you can make your font slightly bigger when possible.
I can try. No, it's not gonna. Let me see if I can zoom in. Will that work? Yeah, I can do it for like the website maybe,
Yeah.
but not the whole thing. Yeah,
That's fine.
I think it'd be better using Kali, but still working out the bugs. Okay.
Well, real hackers use Arch anyway, so.
I'd have to disagree with that one.
Not BSD.
True. Actually write it on the fly.
Real hackers use OS too, but stay trained to also Gen Z.
Alright. So is anyone else having luck finding that page? I can't really think of any good hints, so I might just give part of this away. Alright. So for this one, again, if we're talking about like reviewing customer feedback and stuff, this is normally something that the company would be doing. So it'd kind of be a hidden page except for maybe like the administrators of the site. So a lot of times if you can like guess for common page terms like admin or administrator, it's kind of hard to just search for this one, so I guess giving that away. If you do #/administrator, it should, no, if you spell it correctly. Nope, still not spelling it correctly.
So you should be able to scan a vector or dir buster or something like that to get that.
Yeah,
all right.
yep, that would be a good way of doing it. It's just scanning, using an automated scanner to find all the possible URLs.
Verb is pretty good with the spider within it. If you let it it finds most stuff. It follows the links and follows stuff that it finds within the code and stuff.
Yeah, so like this one, looking for all the fun stuff.
What was it called?
The spider. There's a spider, and you can tap the spider or whatever in verb. Yeah. But you can just enable it. Like, I think when you actually look at the site listing, if you right click on it, like one of the choices is just spider the site or whatever. So.
Okay.
Alright, yep, yeah, so it might be hard to see, but right click it, it's the third option down, spider this host. And then once that's running, it'll just start kicking off in the background. So like I've already made almost 500 requests, so it'll find things.
You actually do it professionally, make sure you change their settings in the spider by default. Like I said, it sets it to like winter consulting and some randomness. Make sure you change that.
Yeah, good point. Options. Oh yeah, this for like
all that
mail.
stuff right there, because by default it automatically fills in any forms that it runs across, and that's the information that it uses. So if you're actually going to use it professionally,
Turn that off.
just to make it not to raise red flags and stuff. It used to be, they made it a little bit more professional when it was originally out. It was a little close to being some of them, whatever, because it was, I can't remember what it was, but yeah, there was something in there that was a little off.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, that's good to know. I haven't played with that too much. Cool. I'm not sure why it's not. No.
Another thing I noticed while playing around here is once you're signed in as a regular user, you can create new entries there in the complaint form. I'm assuming there's probably a way to mess with it via that form as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be a good way of doing it. Should have created a user earlier. Well, somebody logged in with the admin user's account.
Here.
You did? Nice.
Yes,
Alright, showing off your skill. Yeah.
Admin passwords.
Admin.
Wasn't admin.
Well, I
just
tried
did.
SQL injection with this throw thing. Like
Oh, yeah, the or 1 equals 1?
Oh,
yeah,
That- Okay. Yeah, cool. So, log out. I can show that up here then. So instead of typing in an email address, you just did like comma or 1
yeah.
equals 1. And then did you do commas at the end? Like to comment out the rest?
Comments.
Yeah. Yep. So,
And I did the same the password.
okay. I don't think you actually need the password because once you add those commented lines, it should kill the rest of the query and just let that run.
Yeah, but I didn't know if it was like two separate queries with the same error.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, so if you do that and then whatever for the password, you should be able to log in. You're the admin user. Yeah. But administrator. I'm spelling that correctly, right? Administrator?
Yeah, I tried it too and it didn't work.
Okay, well, that's weird. Guess I'm missing something then. Cheat sheet.
Beautiful notes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Did it earlier, but I'm not sure why it's not working. Oh, okay, sorry, do #/administration instead of administrator. That was my bad. So once you go there, you have access to the admin section. And then from there you can delete all the comments. So I'll let somebody else do that one. And just delete stuff if you want. Close that. So does it make sense how I got to that page? Or are you guys still trying to find it? It's quiet. Okay, cool. So yeah, somebody cleared them all up. That's good. So if we go back to the scoreboard, let's see what's next. Oh, okay. So this one, confidential document, right? To get you guys started on that one, if you go to the About Us page, about halfway down that Lorem Ipsum text, there's a link. Check out our boring terms of service if you're interested in such lame stuff. If you check out the link to that, it's not to another web app page, it's actually to a markdown file. So it's /ftp/legal.md, right? So if you click that, it'll pull it, and like it'll have you download their legal file, right? So with that in mind, if you're looking for other confidential type documents that are similar to a markdown file, where on that website could it be? I guess kind of making it real easy. Yeah. Okay, so who solved it? Because that just popped up.
Oh. Well, there is one access the credential document.
Yeah, the confidential. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, well, all what I did was to click in the logo of a credit card that is there, or well, maybe someone else did it, and I don't know.
So you clicked what?
Well, I just clicked in this logo and I saw that message. So maybe no, what I'm thinking is someone else did it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But I don't think it's just by clicking the logo.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're looking in the FTP directory here.
Yep. Yeah. So if you find that FTP directory, I think you have to download one of the certain files to get it. So, did you click on one in particular, or?
I don't know if I got to it first, but we've got acquisitions.md, which I'm gonna say is probably not something we want.
Right. Yeah.
Being seen.
Yep. So, yeah, looking at this directory, right? If you take out the pound sign and just do /ftp, you'll get the directory view of everything else that's in here. So, yeah, acquisitions.md was that confidential file that they didn't want people seeing. So you can pull that down because it's a markdown file. So, cool. So that's easy one for that one. Let's go back to the scoreboard. We're getting through these pretty fast. All right. Okay. Yeah. So this other 1-star one, give a devastating 0-star feedback to the store. You don't need to use a proxy. It might be one way of doing it. So my advice would be look at that complaint page, see what stuff you have to fill out to do to give feedback, and then see if there's a way to give back feedback without actually having to type in that the number of stars. So, yeah. And feel free to ask questions or say anything if that doesn't make sense. Yeah. or sorry, not the complaint page, the contact us page. That's the wrong thing. Alright, cool. So somebody's completed the challenge. So, you did that one?
Yeah, I
Do
just
you-
modified it in the proxy, but
Modified in proxy? Alright, cool. So just set it to 0 and took that.
yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that's one way to do it, modifying in proxy. I think the second way to do that, or
No, I was actually interested how to do it without the proxy.
Yeah.
without the proxy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one is just, let me minimize this. While you're typing it, right, so this is a comment. If you try to submit it, it won't let you, but I believe if you click 4, it highlights it, and if you click it again, it disables it. So just clicking it twice does it like that, and you can hit submit, and then it says thank you for your feedback, and you don't have any stars selected. So that's just, again, they have very bad validation on their front end, so it's the way the buttons work. You click it again, it disables it. So, yep, it's a fun one. Okay, next challenge. Okay. Okay, so the next challenge is logging in with the administrator's user credentials without previously changing them or applying SQL injection. This will be the first time we use a MD5 hash, I believe. Right, yeah. So it's going to require you to, again, use the MD5 decrypt site to decrypt that hash, and also to use a, to use Burp Suite or the, I think you just use the network tab, actually. So in Chrome, it's just the network option. In Firefox, if you right-click, inspect element in Firebug, and go to net, it'll show all the pages that load. Sorry, so once you see that network page, if you go back to administration, alright, and then just look at all the pages that are loading when you go to that administration page. From there you should be able to find a hash and do something with it. So. And again, you're looking for the admin user. So. all fine.
Like our string is getting
Getting,
it's not very high resolution.
oh, yeah,
I think I found an option to change it, but I'd have to stop and start the stream, which I think will break things.
gotcha. Yeah, I'm not sure about, so like this resolution is changing just from being plugged into that, so. Okay, cool. So somebody was able to log in with the user's credentials. So, is that you? Cool. You wanna walk through it?
Sure, on the administration page. Inspect element, the network, there's an authentication. REST user authentication details, and when you look at the grant or the response, when you open up object 0 under data, you can see the email and a password hash.
Yep. Yeah, and once you have that hash, it's, you type it into MD5 decrypt and it's just admin123. So, save some people some time on that. Yeah. So again, that's just, again, part of looking for stuff, seeing how the application works. Because it's a JS website, a lot of the way how it's getting its data is just a bunch of like RESTful calls. So by using this, it's just pulling out and returning in JSON. So in this case, there's a lot more than in plain text than there should be. Especially since this administration page is open to anyone instead of it just being the administrative user. So, cool. Going back to the scoreboard, let's see what's next. Accessing someone else's basket. Okay, so this is another straightforward, well, sorry, another one that just requires the browser and seeing how the application works. If you click your basket at the top, if you're logged in, I want to say that's right. Yeah, you should be able to see sorry, you might require the browser DevTools for this one instead of just the browser, but you should be able to change a value and see somebody else's basket instead of just your own. So.
solved the
Someone solved the logging with the admin's credentials.
and the
Oh.
basket access?
Oh, I didn't see that. Alright. Did they?
Yep.
Okay. I guess my browser's starting to run slow. It doesn't like it. Okay, so who figured it out?
I think it was me.
Okay.
I clicked on basket while I was looking at it first and just forwarded each back that time, and then there was a call to /rest I think cart / number. I guess that's using change it to a different number and forward it on.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So just changing the ID in that REST user or REST cart call. Yep. So that's all it takes. Cool. Going on to the next one. It's starting to bog down, so it's getting a little unresponsive. Back to the scoreboard. That's the next one. Okay, cool. So this one's accessing a salesman's forgotten backup file. So going back to that FTP directory, there's another file in there that is a, what's it called? Sorry, let me pull it up real fast. FTP. If it loads. Yeah, yep, the coupons 2013 backup, or .back, right. So that's the file you're going to go after, but unlike the legal and acquisitions markdown files, this backup, because it's a different file type, won't allow you to just download it that easily. So there's a control you have to get around, and the hint I'm going to give is that if you go back to that About Us page and look at the link, there's a parameter that they're passing through. I believe it's like nd_debug. Changing that value should help download the file. So. That's a big one, right? Yep, yeah, so if you check out the About Me page, the link's down at the bottom. Again, it's really small text, but it's md_debug, and it's set to true for this link, but you'll want to change that to something else, not false. It'll be, no, that's just going to give away. Just change it to something related to, sorry, I'm no good at hints, I'm trying to think of this on the spot. Say again?
The file probably?
Yeah,
File type?
maybe, could be something like that. Yeah. Are you messing with the stream, or?
I just spit out.
Well, I mean, the screen flashed. I thought it was quitting on me, but
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm doing things. Maybe I'm not.
maybe.
It's a
Okay.
good question.
Cool.
What do you say?
The screen blacked out and then came back. I thought my computer was shutting down at first.
Fine.
Okay. Cool. That's good.
We're stuck at like a 480.
Oh, resolution.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it used to be capture cards at 10. Oh,
It's
it's being a jerk, basically.
gotcha. And
Not easier.
Oh, it's probably easier. I did some terrible things with software a little while back.
yeah, a little while back. Yeah. All right. It's already 8. Jeez. Okay. Yeah. So I guess just to fly through this one because it's kind of hard to go through without just saying what the hint is. So yeah, like we were saying, just if you name it to the file extension type, so changing that md_debug equals to .md should let you download that file. So yeah, just slash. Yep, yeah, so somebody grabbed it, so perfect. How's everyone doing so far? Because this is all the ones halfway through the 2 stars. Yeah, a lot of the more, actually, sorry. So I've done one instance of cross-site scripting, one instance of SQL injection, and then a lot of these have just been like navigating the application, seeing how the application itself works. Do you guys want to spend more time on this since it's 8? I don't know if you like how everyone's feeling about this, I guess.
It's from 7 to like how much time do we have?
Normally it's like an hour-ish, but we can go later if you guys are enjoying this. I'm just trying to gauge interest, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I am okay in going to the 3 stars. I don't know other opinion.
Cool. Yeah, there's 3 more of the 2, so we can do that. All right. Weird crypto. So for this one, inform the shop about an algorithm that it should not use the way it does. My notes on that one. Yeah, so this one we're just going to actually, yeah, this one's kind of weird. So informing the shop is really just writing a message. So I think it's complaining, and then you have to include keywords about some of the encryptions they're doing. Yeah, exactly. So somebody's done it twice. Base 64. Yeah, exactly. So using that is not actual encryption because anyone can decrypt it, right? So nice.
You might be able to post another one because it has that SQL stuff looking farther on. Base 64 include some of the scripting stuff and try to post those so you can find some sure those might be flags as well.
Yeah, exactly. So that'd be a good way to do it.
I was
Cool.
trying to do that, but I can't read.
Yeah, off the phone it's kind of tough. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Cool. So there's that one. Okay. Ordering the Christmas special offer of 2014. So, all right. If you search for like Apple, right? It'll show all the Apple related products. We're looking for a special sale from Christmas of 2014. Going back to that first error message challenge that we found, error messages aren't handled very well. So I guess my first hint is look for trying to find an error somehow by typing in random characters in the search bar. And then once you see what that error message is, use that to kind of construct a certain search query that'll help you find something from or related to Christmas of 2014, I guess. I think that's helpful, but not giving it all away. Yeah. you doing that or something else doing that?
Probably just hit apply. It's fine.
Oh, okay. No, warning message would help. Like, hey, I'm doing this.
It's a lot more entertaining.
Just start throwing throwing stuff at you next time. Yeah. That works. Yeah. Alright. So, just to be more clear, if you're open up the console, so like again, browser's development tools, and then type for a certain string that would throw an error in an SQL query, that error message that's being returned is returning a lot more information than an error message probably should, like saying, hey, you searched for something you're not supposed to. It's actually returning more than that. So you can use that error message to see what's actually touching the database and then rework the query. So, yeah. Yeah, for now. Can't look at the teacher's answers. It's cheating.
A really crappy handwriting.
So is that?
That looks awesome.
It's like writing fast. I've got better notes, but yeah. So how's everyone doing with this?
Not seeing the parameters that we're looking for. Maybe I'm just looking at it wrong.
Are you using Chrome or Firefox? Chrome? Okay.
So it's authorization, cookie. It doesn't really have any parameters and it's missing.
Okay, let me pull this up.
Unless you have to make out the parameter.
No, you shouldn't have to make it the parameter. Inspect. Okay, so yeah, if you right click, hit inspect, and then go to the console tab, it should show you all the error messages that show up. So from there, in your search box, if you search for, similar to what we did for that login SQL injection, it was single quotes, so I messed that up. So if you did something with single quotes in here, like foobar, and then single quote, you'll see down below that it has this red git, which is a 500 internal server error, and then an object gets spit back, and that object, if it wants to open, I'm clicking too many times, yeah. That error message is very verbose, so you can go from there. Yeah. Has anyone had any excess change in that SQL query? Do you guys want another hint, or should
I think if you wanna walk us through it.
walk you guys through?
Yeah, later.
Alright, cool. Alright, so looking at that error statement, I'm not sure if this is big enough for you guys to see it, but it's select star from products where name is like test or description like test, right? Where test is what I typed in. And then after that, it's and deleted at is null. So assuming it's Christmas is 2014, it's 3 years old, it's been deleted already, right? So to modify this query, similar to how we did that login, we can use that dash dash to comment out the remainder of the query. If we're going to do something like that, we'd want to make sure that the parentheses line up the same way they did the first time. So instead of test, we're going to change that to like Christmas. And then you just want to kind of match the rest of the formatting here. So you're going to have, once you type in that search term, it's going to be parentheses is like the end of the wildcard, single quote to end that value. And then there's two parentheses for that where statement. And then everything else that would be in that query, we want to ignore. So after that, you would just do dash dash. And I think, hopefully that one works. Well, it didn't error, so if the page will let me move, I could show it to you. Nope. Mess something up.
You have no parentheses. You have no parentheses to close out the statement.
Yeah, I've got the two here to close that out. I wonder if it will. Oh wait, no, there was an error. Or no, that's different. Kids. Yeah, so just return. So the query's okay, but capitalized Christmas. No, it's still not. Oh, there we go. Excuse me. Stock wants to. Yeah. See, there's just no data coming back. That's weird. Okay, so if we make this 14. It's doing the same thing. Should just be. Oh, that's probably why. Oh, sorry. Why my computer's being slow is because I left the spider on. So it's just been running in the background the whole time. Oh, somebody might have been this one. So, yeah, doing percent 20. Oh,
Space.
yeah. So having
Yeah.
encoding in there. Yep. So doing that finds this special and then gets rid of that is deleted part of the query so we can see it. So, yep. Any questions about that one? I guess. No? Cool. Alright, cool. Okay, so the last to start one is resetting Jim's password via the forgot password mechanism with the original answer to his security question. The original answer to his security question. Okay. How did I do that one? So, listing users. On that administration page, does it also have, when it does REST users authenticated details, does it also pull out the, like a hash for the password, or the answer, I guess? Administration. Sorry.
How you?
This is the administration tab, and then I was looking at Burp Suite. I'm trying to remember how to do this step.
Sorry, in Burp.
Oh,
In what tab?
sorry. This is the decoder tab. So this lets you change things like either HTML encoding or base64 encoding, and you can unencode things. So this is the token that is sent with each of the users. So like with the email password hash, there's this token here, and I think that was base64. So looking at that, it gives you more JSON, but for some reason that's base64 encoded. So
Sorry, do you know if this, what is this? If it's like the memory of the the cache of the browser, or just memory in bulk, or?
it is. I think it's just a Java Web Token. So it's just pulling more JSON. I'm not quite sure why it's formatted like this, but if you look at the gray on the side here, it's readable. So it's using HS256, and then down here it has data. So ID, email, password, but I don't see anything about the security answer. So I think this is unrelated to what we're currently trying to do.
Oh, I see. For a second, I believe that it was like memory addresses. What is in the left?
Oh yeah.
Maybe
I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what the left is. I'm not sure if it's memory. Oh, that's silly. So it's saying you can change the password. What's the challenge? With the current password or with the current?
Change the password with the
Forgot password.
yeah, the forgot password, but with the secret. So you gotta find the secret.
I see. So I have to find his. How did I do that last time? You can do. This might be giving away more stuff, but another way you can modify that search query at the top is you can do a union from another table. So instead of just pulling out the product information, you can union it with the users table and pull user information. So you might be able to get that password or something like the forgot password field, but the only thing is I'm not sure what that's named. Anyway, so if you want to get everyone's info, it would be like a single quote union, and then you'd start your next statement. So select I think it's email, password, and then you have to have the same number of fields that's in the product description, and I think there's 7 fields in total. So for the ones that you don't care about, you can just use constant numbers, so like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You can also do all this in the URL too, right? So you can actually see the full string if you wanted to.
Right, you could do it in the URL. Yeah, that might be easier actually. But I've already got this type, so from users, and then quote. Let me just try that. See if that actually helps.
Manually step through it to get the number of columns, or did you use a tool to automate that, or?
I think the first time I did this, I was just guessing. So like I tried select email from, and it didn't work, so I just put in like numbers after that.
Okay.
But I'm not sure why this fit. Look at that error message. Select start from product square. Oh, the wildcard might help. Where? Or no, you shouldn't need that.
You put it in the search and so since you got the percent.
Yeah, it should override it before it sends it, right? Because it's reading correctly.
I don't think you do.
No.
No?
I don't when I do it normally do just leave this. Just
Right. So percent 25, right? Or 20? 20?
I forget.
Okay.
Just leave it out.
Well, I just forget what these are. So we make this a space and encode as HTML. Yeah, 20. It's just, I think it's just that. Yeah, percent 20. Okay. Okay, so a union select email password from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from users. Yeah, it should. Percent. It's not pulling anything up. Yeah, I wonder if I. Yeah, okay, so I can't remember what that query was when I tried it before. How did I find that? You said Jim's password field, forgot password with the original answer to the security question. Yeah. Okay, I think that's how I have to do it, somehow modifying that query. I can't remember what I typed in last time, and my notes aren't good enough. Yeah. Anyway, but I mean, I think that's the right idea, somehow unioning that users table, and then that should have that forgot password value, and then you can echo it out and then use that for the forgot password.
There's hints that say Jim's a celebrity, and you should be able to find these somewhere out there. I tried a couple of them, that didn't work. It also says you can brute force the answer as well. I don't know how long that would take, but
Oh, yeah.
other options.
Well, good question. So you said it's just this. Yeah. So Burp's got this intruder tab that you can do a whole bunch of first names. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Should brought you a snack.
Yeah, I should have. I'm sorry. Yeah. Didn't know how long it was gonna run. Okay, so this is just Jim at what was it? Juice-sh.op. Eldest sibling's middle name. I don't even know. We could see, the thing about this is like when they say it's a celebrity's name or something like that. Like I don't know if they're like live celebrities or if it's like.
Do you look within the web app for it, or do you move around?
Yeah. So I wonder.
I guess it could be one of those.
Yeah, maybe. Sure. Let's check in this.
We got a key pass database out there too.
Oh yeah. this is just, yeah, maybe they're expecting to get next time. Okay, so there's nothing. That won't help us find a name.
For the secret question, I guess I didn't see the vacancy. Is it a static answer or is it something that you choose from a list? Static.
Yeah.
What is it? What's the question?
Eldest sibling's name.
Oh.
Yeah, eldest sibling's middle name. Yeah. So.
That's important.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless it's just still a common name. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder.
There's actually names listed on for usernames or whatever.
Payloads.
It's not all kind of crazy stuff that won't necessarily, when you look on, not in that, like, yeah, but that, I forget which, but the names are actually down towards.
Username generator?
Yeah. No,
Nope.
no.
Nope.
Go back to what you had there before. There's actually one there before. Whatever the default is.
The default, just simplest?
Yeah. Then there's should be like a logo list or whatever, up in the middle section, on the right hand, on the left, excuse me. Like load.
Oh, load? Yeah.
Oh no, that's that. Underneath the drop down menu. Is that it? Or the add? I forget.
Sorry, I'm not
I
sure.
actually have to look at it and see, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, here.
Oh, it's pro version only. That's why.
Yeah, that'll be why. Alright.
There you go.
Too cheap to buy the free version, or
Yeah.
the pro version. Alright, well,
If not, I'm sure if you really wanted to report, you can find this or something.
yeah. Just for heck's sake, if he's a celebrity, we could look for Jim's eldest brother, middle name. Let's see what Google can do. Jim Hanks, Jim Kimmel, Jim Corden, Halpert, Jim Potter, yeah. I don't know. Just try random stuff, I guess. Oh, it's asking for the new password now, so it's going to take a lot longer to guess each time. Wrong answer, security question. Yeah, so I'm annoyed by that's not working. It should just. Oh, if it's no, it's still not it. Yeah. Anyway. Alright, that's annoying.
So what was it?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is.
Oh, okay.
It's. You should have just wrote down the answer instead of how it did it. Yeah, sorry. So I guess that might just be it then. So. Anyway, but yeah, so if you guys want to keep doing this on your own, like I said, it's really easy to set up Juice Shop either on a virtual machine box using Vagrant or Docker, or just installing from source. It's all the steps are laid out on their GitHub page, so it's real straightforward. Cool.
If you're looking for good word lists or dictionaries for like names, street addresses, all that type of stuff, Amazon actually publishes all the ones that they use for their seed data for Alexa.
Oh, cool.
So they have like the top 10 or the top 5,000 names from the U.S. They have the top 5,000 like street address or street names and cities and all the other stuff.
Okay.
So that's how they build a dictionary for Alexa to like understand when you're talking to it.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, that'd help a lot with brute forcing it. So cool. I'll try that. Try to get this working. Yeah.
I hope they are getting that information from the customers.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe that's his main name.
I mean, it's anonymized. It's not like it's just his first name. Probably. Yeah.
Cool. All right. All right. Yeah. Thanks for playing along. Yeah, that's fine.
Do we have a speaker lined up for next month?
No.
No.
Is there anyone interested in giving a presentation? Anyone?
I can do that. Like, when is the spot available?
For the which?
For you do a presentation?
Yeah, like either a 45-minute, or if people would be interested, we could do lightning talks, like 10-minute lightning talks.
It'd be August 9th.
Yeah.
So
So when's that?
August 9th. It's the second Wednesday of August. Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Mind them in a couple months,
Yeah.
both of being or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. So
Okay.
Either one?
yeah, talk to Jed. Yeah.
I need some lead time for work, for travel and all that stuff, so.
Cool. All right. Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Yeah.